As I mentioned, we're going to have several speakers talk specifically about this year's team. So my little few minutes here at the beginning is going to talk more about the long-term view about what got us here today, in my opinion. I grew up in Unified. I went to Hoos, then I went to Chittix, then I went to NCHS when I was back at Kingsley. I graduated in 1990, and I went to college to become an accountant. And about my junior year, I realized that I didn't want to be an accountant. I wanted to have something to do with education. But when I made that choice, I really wanted to be something to do with Normal Community High School. I loved my high school experience. So when I decided to become a teacher, I really decided to become a teacher. I decided to become a teacher at Normal Community High School. And luckily that dream came true in 1995 when Dr. Alan Chapman, who's right up there, was one of the people who decided to hire me. And that exact same year, Dr. Chapman also decided to hire Dave Whitsitt. After I was hired, I mentioned that I might like helping with basketball. I loved basketball growing up. I was a junior high player, wasn't great. Stopped playing after my freshman year because I was a heck of an intramural player, but not good enough to be a varsity Ironman. But I've always loved it, supported my friends, supported people throughout. And so I decided after college, when I decided to become a teacher, maybe I'll help be an assistant coach a little bit. And I knew Coach Ron Rose at the time, and he told me to come in one day for an open gym and see where I might be able to fit on the staff. And I think they'd already decided what was going to happen. But I walked in and there was this guy standing against the wall. Wrinkled t-shirt, athletic shorts, your classic 90s high tops, and a really thick head of black hair, completely uncombed. And Coach Rose introduced me to this guy, and he had this goofy grin on his face when we shook hands for the first time, probably the same goofy grin he has right now. And we became immediate friends, and so I was actually his freshman assistant coach. The first 2 years he was the freshman coach here at NCHS. After a couple years, I got married and decided that I couldn't handle the rigors of a full-time basketball coach, and I didn't quite have the passion that Dave has, so I stopped coaching, and he moved up to the sophomore level for a couple of years, and then became the varsity coach. And there aren't too many people in the gym today that are here from the very beginning of the Dave Whitsitt era here at NCHS. There's probably me, and Dr. Chapman, and Mr. Christopherson. You here the first year too, Jane? And Jane Runyon, and of course Frank Becker, wherever Frank is. Okay? Other than that, everybody else has kind of joined the Ironman family along the way. And it's a great place to be, and the Ironman basketball family is a great place to be. When I first met Dave, I met his parents. And the Whitsitt family, once you've met the Whitsitt family, and you get to know them a little bit, you basically become an honorary Whitsitt. And that's just kind of the way it is. Dave is so much about family. And that's why the Ironman basketball program is run the way it is. It's really about family. And if you were at the State Farm Center last night or watched it on TV, that place was a sea of orange and black, and it was amazing. And then along the way, the Osborne family was added to the clan. My wife and I actually went on the very first dates with Dave and Pam. And there's a story in there. Just know this, if you ever get in a car with Dave Whitsitt, you want to be the driver. Because we kind of feared for our life as he was paying more attention to Pam than he was the road. And my wife to this day will tell you that was maybe one of the scariest car rides we ever had. There's a reason Coach Foster drives the team bus. Dave still has that passion today. That's the reason we're here today. The family has grown over the years. As a matter of fact, I bring the pass list because I also help with the athletic gate here. Here's our Ironman pass list. This first third of the page is Ironman family members of Dave Whitsitt. And a few coaches, but basically the Dave Whitsitt family. He's got pretty much everybody on here. Mom, sister and family, brothers and family, his second cousins twice removed. I mean, everybody in the Whitsitt family is on this list. And down here are all of the former players that he wants to come back and be part of the program, part of the team, even after graduation. That's the kind of program Dave Whitsitt runs, and that's why I believe we are here today, long-term view. Obviously, this year's team, fantastic. We're going to hear about them in a second. But I just want to know that I'm proud that Dave is my friend. He's kind of like the big brother I never knew I needed until he became one of my friends. I feel very blessed to be a small part of the Ironmen family. And Dave is the same goofy, fun-loving, awesome guy that he was 29 years ago when we first met. He's just got a little less hair and he's a little grayer. So, congratulations to the team and Dave. And now here's Mr. Kerfoot, our athletic director.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dana. And there's a reason why Dana is running this thing and I am not, because you'll find out here in a second, I do not like speaking to microphones. But these boys deserve the recognition they have, and I think it's going to be a great day to recognize them. Thank you for being here today to recognize the boys basketball team and the accomplishments that they had this weekend. As Mr. Starkey said, my name is Mr. Kerfoot, and I'm honored to be the AD at Normal Community High School. Over this last weekend, there's been so many memories and so many thoughts that run through my head as I sit here trying to prepare for this. I can't put them all on the paper, and I don't want to take the whole time blurting out things, but this is a weekend that will be remembered and a run that will move for the rest of your life. So please take a moment to take that in and soak it in. Before I start talking about the team a little bit, I would like to thank our superintendent for giving us the opportunity to have the sports, to run the program, and obviously her support of our program through the entire school year and in the season as we made our state run. Our high school administrative team, our high school administrative assistants, for all the help that they've had given me throughout the year, but especially the last 2 weeks. The last two weeks have been crazy, short timelines to get things turned around, and I want to thank them for all their help. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank our athletic trainers, Andre Knaus and Jackie Lampert, for the countless hours that they put in the fall, winter, and the spring. Goes unnoticed, but they put a ton of time in to keep our kids healthy, and when they're not healthy, to get them back on the court as soon as possible. So thank you very much. Our student body, for their support and the school spirit they have given us throughout the season, and especially in the postseason. It was awesome to see them turn our road games into a home court advantage in the atmosphere. So thank you very much to them. And the last thank you, but not the least, our parents, our families, and the community of Normal. You guys were awesome and showed up and showed out, loud, positive, and as Coach Starkey said, wearing the orange and black proud. We turned Redbird Arena and State Farm Center into Normal community, and that was awesome to see, and something I will never forget. I took numerous photos of our crowd and videos of when we were cheering and yelling after we made a dunk or a defensive stand, and those are the memories that I'm going to remember from those opportunities. Basketball players, last summer, you guys started joining in June, getting workouts in, thinking about preparing for this year, going to camps, open gyms, etc. Since that day, you guys have had a huge target on your back. Our Normal community basketball game was circled on every single opponent's schedule. They brought their A game, they brought the best thing, they were coming after you every night, and you guys rose to the challenge and answered the bell, every day in and day out. So that is very difficult. I've talked to the coaching staff numerous times throughout the year. It is hard for us to get up for 31 games. It's hard for us to turn around in 24 hours to be able to play. It's hard for us to turn around in 5 hours to play. And those teams obviously have that circle in there, and you guys are the biggest opponent, and they want to play and come after you, and you guys answer the bell every time, so congratulations. As Mr. Starkey said, we have a great tradition here that's not going to go unnoticed. You guys have made it stronger, better, and have continued to build the foundation for Ironman basketball. Here are a few things that I've saw over the last few weeks and the things that in the last season that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Great defensive play, taking charges, holding teams scoreless for 4 to 5 minutes in a game, in a quarter, sharing the ball, finding the open person, being unselfish, preparation, practicing hard day in and day out, and the countless ducks and alley-oops, obviously. But most importantly, We have a great team, we have great people, and you're great citizens of our community and our school, so thank you very much for representing us in a positive way. As sad as last night was and upsetting as you were when we got on the bus, you will always be champions in my eyes, and you will have countless memories, and you've allowed me, and I've enjoyed you to allow me to take the ride with you, so thank you very much. The last thing I'd like to say to you is, as you sit there today, please take a mental note to the people that are close to you and the people that have helped you. Thank those that have invested in you throughout your life, your coaches, your parents, your teammates, your administration, and your school. Thank you very much, and I'm proud to be an Ironman. I'd like to introduce our high school principal, Dr. Rosen.
Good afternoon. As the season was starting up, I had a chance to talk with Coach Witzig and asked how the guys are doing. How are they looking? And we were in the gym, the coaches were huddled together, waiting for the team to come in. Coach Witzig said, well, we don't have a lot of height. We can't jump very high. We're a little slow, not as athletic as we used to be. So confused, I kind of looked at him and said, really? He said, yeah, it's probably a good thing our coaching staff isn't in our starting five. I want to start off with a few people to thank. First off, our athletic director, Mr. Kierfoot, and Ms. Wagner. They always make sure our athletic experiences are top-notch for our athletes, our families, and our fans. I want to say thank you to our parents, our fans, and our student section, who repeatedly have been complimented on how well behaved, how positive, and how absolutely loyal they are to our team. Even this weekend, almost every IHSA staff member shared how amazing our fans were. Thank you to our families of the players and coaches. Thank you for sharing them with us. You sacrifice time with them so they can share their talents, and it's truly appreciated. Thank you to our teachers and staff for their undying and continued support, encouragement, and love of our students. And finally, thank you to our team. The memories you've built and shared with us will last a lifetime, and I can't express how proud I am of our students and how well you represent our school. A couple of things you should take away from this season. We're stronger together. This was never more true than seeing our crowds over the last few weeks. We make each other better, proving that iron sharpens iron. It takes courage to put yourself out there, knowing that there is absolutely no guarantee of an outcome, and success takes hard work. But it takes even more courage to put yourself out there after you've fallen, and to get up and try again. Final thought for our players, it's human nature to look down when we feel like we've lost or we feel sad. But I challenge you to look up and take in what's around you. I hope that you were able to look up at Redbird Arena and see the crowd of over 6,000 strong that you brought together. I hope that you looked at the State Farm Arena and saw the sea of orange that came out to be part of something great that you guys helped create. This is the legacy that you've left. You had an amazing season. Always remember, chin up and take in all the amazing things around you. This team brought out the best in our Iron Nation, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. We are Ironmen, and we are proud. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It's my honor to introduce Coach Ryan Short.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for being here. My very, very humble friend and boss told me to shorten it up, so he knows me too well. So I'll say some of it for the retirement speech in a few years. But just some. 27 years ago, I was a brand new first-year teacher at Normal Community on Kingsley and was a social studies teacher. And social studies, first-year social studies teachers don't get their own classrooms, so I got put at my home base, was kind of a custodial closet turned into an office that I shared with two teachers named Michael and Dave. I was really excited to learn that they were both basketball coaches because I wanted to try to find a way to coach basketball and baseball here at Normal Community or wherever else I ended up being. And fortunately, they were kind enough to let a real nerdy first-year guy who thought he knew a lot be in their office with them and learn from them and coach basketball with them. And so the things that we talked about, the friendships we developed in the spa, as we called it, I'll never forget those. This season is about our players, and all of the seasons that we've had together. Dave and I have been together for all my 27 years, 25 years with him as the head coach and me as a sophomore coach, and it's always been about the players. I mean, whatever we put in front of them, this is all of them. So some statistics for our players over the course of the last 25 years. We've won over 500 games, 3 Big 12 conference championships, 12 regionals, 3 sectionals. And in this part of the state, winning your sectional means you get to play the super sectional at Redbird, now Sefq Arena. And in that game, that's the one you have to win to get to the Final Four. So that's kind of the gateway to the big trophy. And the Ironmen are 3-0 under those games. So our teams have won those 3 games at Redbird Arena under Coach Witzig. And so this year's players, these guys, you guys have a legacy that's going to live forever in your hearts, in their hearts, and on this wall right here. Okay, so that's kind of been our maybe numbers history. Like I said, my very, very humble friend lives by the credos he works to instill in our players. He's genuine, he's humble, and he's a man built for others. I'll wrap this up, as he told me to, by thanking our varsity coaching staff for their hard work and their dedication throughout the season. Normal Community is so fortunate to have an unbelievable list of fantastic head coaches and assistant coaches and volunteers. And I'm blessed to get to be a part of this staff. I don't have biological brothers, but in Nathan Foster and Matt Schweinberg and John Hughes and LeConte Nix and Dan France and Connor Sibley and Derek Schonauer and Nate Comnick, I have a band of brothers who I'll never forget. So this time, please join me in welcoming our head coach, my friend, and my big brother, Dave Witzig.
Thank you, everybody. It's my job to talk a little bit about the season and how much fun we had. It started when school got out. In June is the summer high school basketball workouts you can have. And so guys came in the first night through that door into this gym for our first workout, and everybody showed up. And in the summer, you play these little summer league games. You play against other schools. And in our first game of the summer, we won on an offensive rebound, tip in at the buzzer by Nico Newsom. That's how our little summer schedule started. And then the chatter started happening. We started getting things on social media. The tallest high school team in the country. The tallest this, the tallest that. And we started getting phone calls about wanting to play teams up in Chicago. And like Mr. Kerfoot said, the target went on our back. The last summer league game we had was on the floor at Illinois State. And it ended with a guy from St. Louis taking a swing at Mac. He tried to punch him. If you ever see Muhammad Ali boxing matches where Muhammad Ali has his gloves down looking at a guy, and the guy throws a punch and moves his head, that's what happened for Mac. And so we knew from the first game of the summer until the last game of the summer, we said this season is going to be crazy and fun. It started out with a tip and win, and it ended with a guy throwing a punch at somebody. And that's how we got started. November 8th is the first day of practice. I looked at my notes today, and at 8:46 a.m. on the first day of basketball season, Jim Matson texted me and said, "What time's your practice? Because I'm coming to film a little bit." And we had the cameras in our face all year. I want to say real quick too, Kurt Pegler, Jim Matson do an unbelievable job of covering the Speaking of covering us, how about our ink spot crew? Help announce. Brad Boberkirk, our English teacher, Joel's a science teacher. They help put students in a great position to do things. My family lives all over the country, and they listen to those ink spot games. They love those kids, how they reported those games, the tweets they sent out. And one of all the memories of this weekend, one of them was being in the press conference at U of I. Awesome room, all these chairs out there, Chicago Sun-Times, Tribune, all these people. And lo and behold, 3 of the high school ink spot students were at the table asking a question. It was awesome. We also had a lot of pictures taken of us that was posted on social media. A lot of them were of the over 125 dunks we had. Mr. Christopherson, another science teacher, Charles Green did a great job of covering our team by taking pictures, so thank you guys. We played 16 teams from the Chicagoland area, and they were really impressed with that. They were really confused. It's only an hour and 45 minutes away. We had to go to them because they have a hard time driving down this way for some reason. But they were so impressed with how many teams we played up there, and it was so fun playing those teams. We played 13 teams that were state ranked this year. It was an unbelievable schedule, and the main reason was Mr. Kerfoot who did that. So thank you. As I look at these trophies up here, and we start with the regional trophy right here. We beat Rock Island on this floor in the regional championship game. Rock Island was ranked 12th in the state. Our second game of the tournament was against the 12th best team in the state. And I look at the sectional championship game. What were you thinking when it was 4.3 seconds left? In the year of dunks, we had the most amazing dunk to end a game. Ended a game like that, and of course not. Nobody ever ends a game like that. It was incredible. The Super Sectional Trophy over there is Downers Grove North. That was especially satisfying when we show up to ISU and we walk out there, and like has already been mentioned, all the orange that was in that arena and all they were wearing black shirts that night, all the black in there. It's actually humbling to run out there and see how much community supported us in that game. And so I thank you very much for everybody for being at that game. And it was nice being Downers Grove North because we played them early in the year and they kind of pushed us around, and it was nice to beat them like that. So it was great. We took it all the way to the last game of the season. And like I've told these guys before, in the state tournament, they have all these championship games. And the 1A championship, great game, they clear the floor because another game's coming. 2A has a game. They win their championship. They celebrate, but you got to clear the floor because there's another game coming. 3A, they won it, but you got to clear the floor because there's one more game left. And we got to the very last game of the season. And I'm so proud of you guys for doing that. The students who came, the Normal Community teachers that come, like one of the things in the state tournament, as I was yelling at the ref, I could see our football coach who had a great Final Four run standing up yelling at the ref right along with me. The support from everybody was great. It was like I said, it was very humbling. On Friday, we walked through the building. All the students came out and cheered us out to the bus. We got a police escort out of town. We went through a couple of grade schools and the kids were out with signs. When we got to Champaign, the Champaign Police Department did a police escort into the arena. It felt like the old-fashioned days, where the community comes around the local high school team and everybody joins together. And as I was thinking about this, I'm going to try not to get emotional, but maybe that's what we need. The world news is crazy. The election coming up is going to divide us. Maybe we need to put down our phones and turn off the news and come support your local high school team and support the team. Our alumni was awesome. I got many messages from people around the state. Former players were having to watch parties up in Chicago, couldn't make it down. Just the local community, students showing up and cheering for us. And just putting on our orange and doing these things. And I just thought there was, a lot of talent and hope in this building. I get to walk in here and it's not perfect. It's not always clean. It's not always the way we want it. But our kids are trying to do a great job in kind of a tough post-COVID crazy environment that this world is in right now. And so, if you have time, come see the spring musical. There's unbelievable musical talent in this building. The spring sports are starting up. The baseball team has a great chance under Coach Short's leadership. And I'm just really encouraged by how our community came together for us, and let's just keep that going. We say around here, iron sharpens iron. In fact, we put it on the wall over there, we have it on our shirts. And what it means is people helping each other. People helping each other be our best. That's what you guys did for us. Thank you very much.
I don't know who's responsible for the order of the program, but I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that. But if you're a teacher in here, it's great to see so many of our teachers. We appreciate your support, but if you've ever called on a student and they've said, well, they said what I was going to say, same. That applies here. You know, it was brought up this morning, like, hey, would you be interested in saying a few words? And I thought, public speaking. Sign me up. That's my class on Sunday afternoon. But I couldn't sit here and not say something. And a lot of nice things have been said about Coach Witzig. I won't change that, I guess, right now. So, last night in the locker room after the game, a term was used. The typical, not typical coach speak, but a lot of things were said. 100% honesty was said. It was a nice time. It was an emotional time with a group that has worked hard and worked together. But one term that stood out, Coach Witzig mentioned the word thankfulness. And you can't mention everybody, but we're going to repeat. I'm going to repeat names that have already been mentioned, but they're worth repeating because a lot goes into this. And all of you in this building, one way or another, if you're in this room right now, have played a part in the success of this group. Some obviously more so than others, or more directly, where your name gets used more, but in some fashion, some way, shape, or form, everyone in this room has contributed to what this team accomplished. So here we go. Dr. Weichel, our superintendent, Dr. Grozak, and the administration of this building are super supportive of our extracurriculars. It means a lot as a coach to see the boss at your stuff. So we don't need to hear good job or hey, we like this, we like that. Just the fact that he's there means a lot to us, so thank you. Our athletic office, Nick and Beth, just absolutely knocked it out of the park this weekend. Not that they don't other weekends or other times, but it really shines, when there's so much going on and so many moving parts, and they just absolutely nail it, and it's seamless and flawless. Thank you very much. Media has been mentioned already. Thank you guys both so much for those of us that have families that want to follow, but they're not close by, to have access to your social media and your live stream is just fantastic. Teachers in the building that help us keep track of the guys. We're checking tardies. We're seeing who's where they're supposed to be and who's not. Checking on grades and teachers helping us with that. Thank you very much. Other coaches in the building. Iron sharpens iron has been mentioned. It's awesome that it's there on the wall. We see it at practice. We see it in PE class every day. The coaches are here, football coaches here. It's fantastic to have that kind of support. And it doesn't, trust me, I coach golf and I travel all over the place for golf. And in golf, you're not really competing against each other, so you talk a lot more to other coaches. And I hear stories about the baseball coach is mad at the football coach who doesn't like the basketball coach. But we're super fortunate here at Normal Community that it truly is iron sharpens iron. Some people that don't get thanked, probably enough, are some of our volunteer coaches. We literally have people that volunteer to spend time with teenage boys. Coach Sibley, Coach France, Coach Nix, Coach Schonauer, Coach Swinberg, Coach Komnick, okay, all take time and sacrifice, you know, time away from their family, resources, money to travel, to be with the team, to be involved. And like I said before, none of this is possible without them. Our families, the rest of the coaches and their families, you know, Christmas in the gym, I know it sounds awesome, but there's times where, you know, Christmas break, you maybe would rather not be in the gym. So thank you to our families. Our fans, man, I've been doing this 23 some odd years with Coach Witzig. We're not going to talk about our head-to-head record coaching against each other, because I said it'd be nice. But as long as I've been here, you know, we went to Pekin for that sectional championship, and I thought, wow, I'm not sure I've seen as many people in this gym. And we go to Pekin for sectionals quite a bit. And there were more students than I had remembered. And I thought, well, I'm getting old, maybe I just am not remembering it correctly. And then we get to Redbird Arena. And it was like, well, I know in 2015 and 2011, there weren't this many people. And then we got to the assembly hall. Sorry, State Farm employees, it'll always be the assembly hall. We get to the assembly hall, and I said to one of the other coaches, I said, just look up there, look at all the orange. It was like Illinois was going to play Indiana. Unbelievable. Our student section was the best student section there. It was fantastic. So thank you to our fans. Parents, grandparents, families, okay, can't be done without your help and support at home. You have raised quality young men, and you should be proud of them. Players, we want to thank the players. I don't know if you saw, there was a clip or a still, I think a still photo that Jim had on Twitter, I believe, of Jaheim is in the air dunking the ball in the Quincy game, and in the background, Coach Witzig is jumping. Okay. And you probably, I know it was probably mostly because of the excitement of winning a sectional championship, but also deep down in there, when you win a regional championship, and then a sectional championship, and then the super sectional, you get the game ball. Now, a basketball costs about $50. So when the thought of getting another free ball ran through his mind, that added at least a quarter-inch to it. So players, thank you for the free basketballs. I'm very happy about that. This team brought out more casual fans, I think, than any other since I've been here. They really, I don't know, put the community, I guess, in Normal Community High School. There's a college program that's probably arguably one of the best of all time, and they have a phrase or a term that they call the brotherhood, and it's current and former players, and it's a brotherhood. We don't. Sorry about that. That wasn't supposed to happen. We don't talk about it or advertise it, but it exists. Former players from all over the place were at each stop. Pekin, Redbird, Champaign. You guys are always going to be part of the Ironmen basketball family. Sometimes that's good news, sometimes not so good news. okay? You're gonna get text messages. You're on the group text thread from now on. So that's your heads up if you want to change your number. Okay. Next March, and for many years to come, when the season starts, okay, when the season ends, the next team that gets to Champaign, you're going to get a text message, okay, because you're part of the Ironmen Brotherhood now. Finally, sorry to keep you so long. Nick Saban, great coach, has a saying about, are you an and guy or are you a but guy? Okay? He's good at sports, but he's problems off the field or off the court. Okay, with this group, we have a lot of and guys. They're good at sports, and they're nice to other students in the hallways. They're good at sports, and they're positive leaders in our school. They're good at sports, and they're supportive of other teams, athletes, and activities in the building. They're good at sports, and they represent their school, their families, and this community in a positive manner. Thanks, guys.
Teammates, it's been an amazing journey with all you guys. It's been amazing to have leaders like Braylon, Nico, Trey, Dexter, Noah, Jaheim, T, all those guys have been just really important to me. We fought through everything this season together as a unified group. And last night, watching those guys play with them one last time, it was emotional. And almost playing with those guys. They were amazing on and off the court. The season was rough, and a lot of people didn't believe in us. We were losing games, a couple games that people felt like we should have won. We didn't give up on each other. We fought through it. Got yelled at practice a lot, and everything was just, we were together. And coaches yelled at us for like small things that we felt like was like not a big deal, but it pretty was. So those little things matter. That's what helped us get all these trophies and get us here to this stage today. You know, I'm extremely blessed and thankful for the coaching staff in the back, pushing me, yelling at me all the time. So it's a blessing to have those kind of guys around me. I'm extremely blessed and thankful for the fans and the people we see today here watching us. Athletic trainers dealing with me 90% of the day complaining about something small in my body. It's a lot to deal with at times, and I'm extremely thankful for that. I'm extremely thankful for the athletic directors for helping us do a lot of things this year, principal. And I'm extremely blessed to be a part of this team, and we've accomplished so much this year, and I want to say thank you guys. Thank you.
I want to start off by saying thank you to you guys, all the parents, grandparents, all the families, and all the fans that came out to support us this year. You guys are amazing, and to be able to build something like that with you guys has been an honor, so thank you for that. Really appreciate it. I've been here for 3 years, and we have just an amazing coaching staff in this building. They can be a little annoying sometimes. Honestly about a lot of dumb stuff, but there's a lot of guys in this in the coaching world in like high school, college that are not very genuine. These guys are some of the most true and genuine coaches I've ever had. So thank you, I love you guys, and yeah, it's been awesome. Coming in this year, we had a lot of hype, obviously. We were called the tallest team in Illinois and all this stuff. Had a big target on our backs, and every day we came to practice and worked hard, played good together, and got all the big W's. So I'm really proud of those guys, and nothing but love for all my teammates. Lastly, I want to talk about junior Connor Smith and Nico Newsom. Those two guys that transferred here, they both went to, Nico went to Bloomington last year, and Connor was from Rantoul. they both came from schools, you know, they didn't win very much, and they came in and they came in, they bought into the team, they took coaching, and they came in and played some huge minutes for us in some big moments. So I'm really proud of those two for coming in and walking in together as a group. So that's it. Thank you guys.
As has been mentioned many times already, athletics at Normal Community or any high school can't go off without the help that's provided by a lot of people. So we want to recognize a few VIPs. First of all, please stand if you did any of these. First of all, if you are a parent, parent concessions worker, or parent concessions coordinator, please stand. If you work the bench in any way, which specifically includes some of our employees, but also Frank Becker and Rachel Becker over there, who you see at all the games with scoreboard. Frank was a manager for the team his senior year, which was our first year, and he just basically never stopped. So thank you, Frank. All of our administrative assistants in the office help in some way, especially Beth Wagner, the administrative assistant in the actual athletic director's office. So if you are an administrative assistant, or Mrs. Wagner. And I don't know if anyone is here from our custodial staff or our transportation staff, but it couldn't happen without them. All right, they've all been mentioned several times, but I'm supposed to announce officially our coaching staff. So our freshman staff is headed by Garrett Schonauer. And he is assisted by Nate Conley. Our sophomore head coach and also an assistant varsity coach, Ryan Short. And he is assisted by Dan France and Connor Sibley. And our varsity assistants are Nate Foster, Matt Schweiger, John Hughes, and Devontae Nix. And our head coach, Mr. Dave Woodson. You saw them all get introduced at the State Farm Center a couple of different times, but here are our varsity Ironmen, starting with our sophomore, number 21, Trey Burnett. Junior, number 5, Connor Smith. Junior, number 10, Marcus Russell. Junior, number 12, Jaden Orrick. Junior number 32, Owen Osborne. Junior number 41, Caleb Tyus. Junior number 42, Kobe Walker. And junior number 43, Gabe Nege. And now our senior class, Ironmen for Life. Number 3, Nico Newsom. Number 4, Terrion Darnell. Number 11, Braylon Roman. 22, Dexter Niekamp. 23, Noah Cleveland. 30, Matt Brennan. And the We also have a couple guys that donated a lot of time helping out, and those are our managers, Cade Ludenbuhl and Braden Wallace. And one last mention for athletic trainers, Jackie Lambert and Andrea Canales. One last recognition Mr. Kirkwood wanted me to mention or have recognized is all of our basketball parents and families. If you are a family member or a parent of our current Ironman, please stand up. Once we are done here in a few moments, there's cake and water down here as refreshments. Also, Mr. Kirkwood wanted me to mention that they do have some pictures and some pens, pictures of the Ironman basketball players. So if you would like to get a picture and get an autograph of any of our Ironman basketball players, that would be great. Well, it's been a great year, folks. The last few weeks has been amazing, starting with Jaheim's dunk against Quincy. The last 10 days has been a crazy year to go around. Looking around that stadium last night, I know it wasn't the result we wanted, but nothing could have made me prouder. Everyone, one big final round of applause for our 2024 Class 4A